could have spent 9 months in post-production where special effects artists work their own unique brand of media magic. Well, here's director Michael Bay to tell us some more on making Pearl Harbor.
Visual effects have always played a large part in my films, from the car chase in The Rock to the asteroid showers in Armageddon. Special effects have allowed me to bring action-packed moments to life. With Pearl Harbor, the visual effects took on special importance. Not only did the effects have to look real, they had to pay tribute to an historic event. My crew and I worked a year and a half to ensure that the attack sequence would be as true as possible to the actual events of December 7, 1941. A big step towards achieving this realism was getting the Navy's permission to actually shoot at Pearl Harbor. In addition, the Navy let us use 20 decommissioned warships, affectionately known as the Mothball Team. Our special effects team rigged explosives on 17 of these old warships. In all, we used 700 sticks of dynamite and 2,000 feet of primer work to simulate the massive explosions. In addition to the real locations in Hawaii, we also filmed on sets built inside a massive 16 million gallon water tank in Mexico. The tank was first used for the film Titanic. The depth ranges from 4 to 40 feet, and to be totally filled and drained a little over a day and a half. This tank was used to create scenes of large-scale destruction. It would be too unsafe, impractical, or impossible to actually shoot at Pearl Harbor. This is where we shot the sinking of the USS With one of the battleships lined up on Battleship Row, after being hit by 9 torpedoes, it completely capsized in 7 minutes. Our set was built to depict the Oklahoma before and after the attack. On cue, we could hydraulically raise, lower, roll, and even completely sink the 180-foot section of the massive ship. During post-production, we used computer graphics to fill out the entire length of the 583-foot battleship. Our teams also built a variety of physical effects inside the tank, including air cannons, propane flame effects, and enormous explosions of fire and water. All this to simulate the chaos of a historic attack. Most of the planes you see in the attack sequence are 100% computer generated. This allowed us to fill the sky with swarming fighters, using only 12 real aircraft. When we combine the elaborate sets, explosive special effects, and stunning computer-generated imagery, the results are extremely realistic. The attack on Pearl Harbor was one of the most pivotal events of the 20th century. We hope our film helps preserve this incredible story for generations to come and honors the men and women who took part.
Go ahead, come on in.
Backlot. We're going to begin your tour right here at our special effects water tank. Now, water tanks like these continue to play a big role in action films. Hear the explosive, out-of-control mayhem you see in movies such as Crimson Tide, The action is then filmed as a carefully planned out sequence of events. Now today we're going to be shooting our own action sequence called Harbor Attack, using all the same special effects that directors like Michael Bay used. In fact, here's Michael set the scene for us.
In this scene, the prologue is on a surveillance mission, searching the skies for enemy aircraft, who is caught off guard when the real danger surfaces beneath the sea. This is going to require a full range of physical effects, split-second editing, camera direction, after lights, after cameras, all we need now is stage.
If anyone knows serious action, it is certainly Michael Bay. The physical effects that will be adding to the action include water cannons, pressurized pounds per square inch bullet, which have to be perfect in time and match continuity visuals, and eventually the pattern of the sound effects. And the last most important physical effect is fire, which has to be ignited in precise moments. Now, because it takes so much time and work to reset the church for the explosion, of course, the number one consideration in the timing of the effects is the safety of the actors on our set, which brings you to hi, what is your name? Everybody say hi to Melissa. Melissa, you cast your role of mechanic on our PT boat. Your role takes place way down there in that engine room, but fortunately, it's recreated right back here. Go with us. Okay? Alright, we're going to be shooting 2 scenes today, but not in the order they appear in the script. Those movies today are shot at a sequence, which means the actors have to react to a situation that hasn't happened yet. It's a real challenge, but it's the director's job to get the actor motivated for the scene. Alright, here's the setup. That phone is going to buzz just as 800 gallons of water dumped from those tanks flies down that chute and slams into you like a freight train. Are you motivated to hang on? Good, because it's actually 1,000 gallons of water, but there is a fine line between motivation and fear. Alright, role play that. And action! Pick up that call. Tell your captain to take it on just a little bit of water. And that's what we call physical effects. Let's give a nice round of applause. Alright, since you did such a good job, I have one more scene for you. You're gonna sit there and act dry. We'll insert that shot next and see it all ties into the final sequence. Our next setup takes place on our PT boat. Let's meet some of our crew members right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to our Captain Lindsay and the brave deck crew Julia and Chelsea. The cast is on the set, the crew is standing by.
Thank you, Dave. All right, crew, remember you're on a surveillance mission. Role play that. Action! You hear planes approaching, Captain. Search those guys. Oh no, what's this? Somebody fighters, 10 o'clock, watch out! You're surprised. You're stunned. You're in trouble because come back for another run. Captain, spin your wheel, get that PT boat out of there. You ladies just got out here, Captain, get off that phone and talk to your mechanic. Hey, crew! Stop bleeding! What's this on your right? Looks like an enemy torpedo. Alright, you start to relax. You think it's all over. But just then, you hear more planes approaching. You look up at the sky. You point. More enemy bombers at 12 o'clock. Bombs away. Everybody hit the deck. looks and sounds like with a few computer-generated images, a few pre-recorded lines of dialogue, and a rousing musical score. Ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention and your cameras over to those overhead monitors as we proudly present Harbor Attack. Brave volunteers, stay right where you are. If not, turn to your left, proceed down the ramp into the prop warehouse where our shuttle will be waiting. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day here at the Disney-MGM studios. Goodbye, everyone.
If you have become separated, please step aside, regroup, and proceed down our loading dock. For your guests traveling in a wheelchair or electric vehicle, please stay around the exit doors so we can better assist you. If you're traveling with a stroller, please be prepared to hold it up, as it will be going on the shuttle with you. Once again, please keep your entire party together so you can be seated together on the shuttle. Thank you very much and enjoy the tour.
Gosh, this is all a problem. Look at all the problems. All the problems. See? No, we go to university, that'll be a better idea.
What if you found out the sky was falling? Would you tell anyone? Would you be scared? Maybe even a little.
Para que tengan un viaje seguro, permanezcan sentados, con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y vigilen a los niños. Gracias. Thank you, we're all clear.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are off. Let me take this time to officially welcome you all here to the Disney-MGM studios. We are the Florida counterpart to the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. There is no better way to start off our tour than with the symbol and landmark of the studios. Take a look high in the sky to the front left-hand side of the shuttle. You can see our award-winning Miracle Tower. Its design was facing the water tanks that Walt Disney built in Burbank, California back in 1939. Ours stands a lucky 13 stories tall, and it's topped off with a set of Mickey Mouse ears. Each one of those ears weighs in at around 2.5 tons. Also take a look on your left-hand side, you'll see our former parking lot. It has now been turned into a practice area for our extreme stunt show like Bonus Action. This is where our stunt drivers hone their skills on a variety of practice vehicles, such as the red and yellow Pontiac GTOs you see. Those cars are chosen for their legendary performance because our stunts require split-second maneuverability and cars with a lot of horsepower. I'll tell you a little bit more about that show later on in the tour. The Disney-MGM Studios is more than just a theme park though. It is a working production center, features sound stages, outdoor sets, state-of-the-art editing facilities, recording studios, and everything else needed to produce movies, television, and even live radio shows. Now we have had quite a few high-profile films here over the years. They include Instinct with Sir Anthony Hopkins and Cuba Gooding Jr., Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes and Quick Change with Bill Murray, just to name a few. Now speaking of movies, if you take a look on your right-hand side, you're going to see two of the surviving P-40s from Touchstone Pictures' blockbuster hit, Pearl Harbor, starring Ben Affleck and Josh Hartnett. Taken from the mold of a real P-40, these full-scale replicas were built in fiberglass over a steel frame. Those wooden propellers were spun by using hydraulic motors as the planes were shot apart and blown up during the film's dramatic attack sequence. The production team built only 16 of these models inside of a soundstage. The rest of the planes you saw lining the runways and sitting outside the hangars were all built inside of computers. Alright now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump inside to one of the most glamorous areas of the studio, our award-winning creative costuming department. The entire costuming process begins with a designer sketch. You'll see some of these sketches along the walls on either side. Then our team of seamstresses and tailors take these drawings and turn them into finished garments worn by the performers. Take a look on your left-hand side, you'll see original costumes from productions such as Herbie Fully Loaded, Ice Princess, Flight Plan, The Greatest Game Ever Played, and also Sky High. We do have the world's largest working wardrobe. Our team of over 250 skilled professionals use up to 1.5 million yards of fabric every year just to produce over 25,000 costumes. Now as we continue through our costuming tunnel, take a look on your left, you're going to see a special display case which features costumes from the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Just beyond that special display case, here are our prop and equipment storage areas, as well as the graphics studio there on your left. As we exit our creative costuming tunnel, the last room on your left is our main scenic shop. This is where our scenic artists and craftspeople build and maintain sets to be used for productions and also for shows and attractions throughout the four of our theme parks here at Walt Disney World. Alright now, ladies and gentlemen, we are traveling deeper into our Backlot area. This is where the studio builds elaborate outdoor sets for productions, which hopefully you'll see one in just a moment, but for right now, I'm going to take you to another area. To start off this area, you're going to look on your left-hand side, you'll see our legendary number 53, Herbie the Love Bug. The Demolition Derby Herbie, from Herbie Fully Loaded. It's not unusual to find props such as Herbie out here. In fact, you saw these areas are boneyards. Now, all of our studios do have boneyards to store larger props such as cars, trucks, planes, spaceships, and for example, take a look on your left, you'll see the yellow steamroller from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I have two Cadillacs in this boneyard, the red caddies from Gun and Ready to Lose Handbag, the blue caddies from Tin Men, the black and white police cars from Dick Tracy starring Warner Beatty and Madonna, the green Geo Metros from Big Trouble, the blue Barracudas from Disney's Comedy Gone Fishing, the two black and white prop planes are from Disney's The Rocketeer, the blue helicopter cockpit set pieces from Blue Thunder, and those two military motorcycles on the end are from Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Now, some of the props from our boneyards are currently being used in a major production that is going on here today. We'll take a look on your right-hand side, or the right-hand side of the shuttle. You're going to see a rather large standing set that has been featured in a lot of commercials and TV specials. We call it a standing set because it was built with the intent to never be torn down. And if you take a look on your left-hand side, you're going to see our split personality Herbie. Herbie does have a cameo appearance in our Life on his Action Extreme show, so hopefully he will pull himself together for the next couple of shows. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our driver has been in contact with our production coordinator, as you may be able to tell, as we are now making a turn to drive onto the set. Now, as we're making this turn, I'm looking ahead and it seems as though we're going to be traveling across a very bumpy wooden bridge, so just keep a tight hold on your loose items, like your hat, camera, sunglasses, and small children, and just remember to remain seated at all times. Now, this canyon is a model of an actual canyon in Southern California. It took around 6 months for our team to build this set. And that is a long time for one set, but considering how long it took Mother Nature to build the building, So this road doesn't really seem to be all that bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, right now we're going to kind of take a pause in here if I drive more down. You guys can take a few send your pictures and I'll tell you more about the canyon. If you can't see it from here, but just up above us, our special platforms where the production crews used to mount their cameras and shoot down into the set. And if you look across the set, you see a large tanker truck from one of the boneyards. Now because there was no way to drive this truck across the ravine, he had to hoist it up and over the canyon walls using a crane just to put it in position for it to fly. Those folks, it seems as though they weren't done setting up and filming the test run here on Dusty Hollywood Lane. Oh folks, Jason Hollywood Lane is kind of our race stop. Well, C1 take 2, production crew, guys, we're going to exit this cut your face so we can exit. Right. Oh, okay, let's try to pretty tight. We're going to exit. Y'all got around the back here. If you take a look up on your left-hand side, you'll see that the canyon itself is just a steel structure covered with wire mesh. The wire mesh is then covered with a thin layer of colored concrete, and then it's hand-carved to make it look like a natural rock formation. Now the yellow pipes that you may see running from the set carry the gas for the fire and explosions exhaust. The barge pipes carry the water for the flash flood. The flood was created when we opened the gates to 3 large holding tanks just above our set, which fit 7,000 gallons of water dumping for our 4 companies shuttle. I don't want to want action to this game. Even water into the canyon by using air cannons. These air cannons are so powerful that if you win in New York City and stuff a basketball in it, you can shoot that basketball up and over the Empire State Building with wind and air. Now, Catastrophe Canyon was built originally with the help of a Hollywood special effects team, so it seemed to be an out-of-control disaster was just a safe, computerized sequence of events. Well, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and take a look up on your right-hand side. You're going to see a very gorgeous aircraft. It does have a special meaning to us here at the Walt Disney Company. Airports across the country know this twin-engine turboprop as the N234 Mickey Mouse. Now, that is not a prop from any movies or a television special. That's actually Mr. Walt Disney's personal aircraft, which is why we here at the Walt Disney Company more affectionately call it the Mouse. Now, one of the Mouse's first assignments was to shuttle Mr. Disney as well as his Imagineers from California to New York back and forth during the final planning stages of the 1964 New York World's Fair. This is where some of our earlier attractions were first introduced, like the Carousel of Progress and also It's a Small World. Now, one of the Mouse's continuous missions was to shuttle both Walt and Roy, the Disney brothers, across Central Florida while they were trying to find the perfect place for Walt Disney World, and here we all are having a great time today. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess you may have noticed the new setup we have on our back lot, the Mediterranean Village and this large grandstand. Well folks, this is the set for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. How many of you guys want to go see that today? A few people, alright. You guys want to go see it? Well, for those of you who have not went to go see it, there will be 2 more showings of Lights, Motors, Action today. You can check your times, guys, to see what time those shows will be available. This Pirating production was inspired by one of the most popular attractions at our Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, France. And once the rest of you guys go see the show, you're going to be right there on the set as our film crew shoots a series of highly orchestrated stunts using custom designed vehicles and carefully timed pyrotechnics. The resulting footage is then going to be edited and mixed with visual and sound effects, then pieced together to show you all a dramatic action sequence. And we have worked with some of the world's top stunt directors and designed some vehicles capable of some amazing maneuvers. So once again, check your times, guys, to see what time those shows will be going on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We have come up to our second production boneyard on our route. We'll take a look over there on your right, left-hand side, I'm sorry. You're going to see the missile canisters from Michael Bay's The Rock. We have the Crypt in the Haunted Mansion, that small counterpart from Mighty Joe Young. Here's the Green Acme Waste Disposal Truck. That's from our live-action version of 101 Dalmatians. That stars Glenn Close. We have Max here, our pod-like spacecraft from Flight of the Navigator, starring a young Sarah Jessica Parker. All your Star Wars fans, we have the Sand Skip from Return of the Jedi and the Snowspeeder from The Empire Strikes Back. And the 2 yellow top chairs from Merciful and the Helicopter, which are both from The Life Aquatic, which stars D.Z. Zoo, Bill Murray, Angela Houston. Pretty big names there. We also have this rare presidential escape pod from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the sci-fi comedy. And 2 more mausoleums on the end from A Haunted Mansion. That starred Eddie Murphy, by the way. We briefly had an attraction that, well, the movie was based off the attraction that we have. That attraction is now over at Magic Kingdom. Pretty good. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the Canyons of Southern California through a Mediterranean village, we are now going to take one more journey here on our back lot, and this is going to be to the streets of New York City. A trip like this is only going to take a few seconds, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy this time off the street, because I know I will. You can see we are still circling around our stunt show. So this set takes about 8 acres of our back lot, which makes it one of the largest sets that we do have here at the Disney-MGM Studios. Well, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and take a look on your left-hand side, and as you make the turnaround to look on your right, you're going to see what appears to be the New York skyline right here in Orlando. And as you know, you're trying to look further back on your right, you're going to see San Francisco, California, which makes this our Streets of America. Now, we make this possible with I figured do the studies in an old movie trip called Forced Perspective. Those skyscrapers are actually just hanging flat. We have this position at the end of our street. Now, the real Empire State Building is over 100 stories tall. Our center over outstanding 4-story tall. Our ladies around here on our Streets of America trying to help us keep our streets safe for all of the wonderful guests that come here every day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our tour. This is where you'll find the American Film Institute Showcase. Our current exhibit is called Villains, Movie Characters You Love to Hate. This is a salute to our silver screen bad guys and the films that made them infamous. You'll find this exhibit through the blue sliding glass doors to the front right-hand side of the shuttle. This is your one and only entrance back into the park, so please take as much or as little time as you need to look through it. Again, folks, my name is Shanika, your driver with Marnie. And up there on the dock, we have a lot of people there that will answer any questions you may have, any questions at all. Thank you for joining us here at the Backlot Tour. I'll have these doors for you in just a moment. And there we go. You guys have a magical day. Bye-bye.
Caroline, that movie, that is her cat. That actual cat right there. That is the cat movie. It's pretty neat. What's Chris?
Do I have to do anything? Nope. Push the button.
Fancy, good.
Hold it like this.